Hello, welcome back to the We Are City channel, to our Manchester City rebuild here on FC25. We currently sit top of the Premier League table on 60 points, only a little bit away, 6 points ahead of Arsenal, who are really fighting with us, and Chelsea to try and stop us winning that league title. We got a draw in the last episode against Forest, a loss to Chelsea in the FA Cup that knocks us out, and then a win over Anderlecht, a 3-1 win in the Champions League. We've got Anderlecht once again today. We've got some big Premier League games coming up as well. One against Newcastle, which kicks off the episode at home. They beat us 2-1 at their ground, so it's big to go and beat them. And also we play mid-table 12th place Fulham away from home as well at Craven, Cottage. Down at the bottom is still West Brom, Everton, Leeds, Burnley, Bournemouth, Wolves, who are all really struggling to pick up points. We want to keep trying to pick up 3 points and do so to keep that gap of 6 points between us and Arsenal. Considering that there's only 11 games left, that's only 2 games. That is only 2 games worth of points. So 2 defeats for us and 2 more wins for Arsenal, and they are level on points with us. That's not that many points, is it really? So it's not as far away as it possibly could be. We have to be very careful in this title race. But Newcastle, they're going to be a test at home today. They beat us at the St James's Park, and they're going to come looking to beat us today, look to work their way up the table. They level on points with Spurs. So you're looking at that and saying, yeah, Newcastle, they could be battling with Villa, Liverpool, Chelsea, probably just Villa. I think it's Newcastle, I think it's Brentford, it's Spurs, Liverpool and Villa battling for 4th place. Chelsea and Arsenal will get top 3. This is side for Newcastle today. Costa will starting goal. It's Frimpong, Kusanov, Diaz and Vardiol, the back 4. Captain Rodri partners Nico, who's back and build up his sharps in that midfield 2. It's Savinho, Haaland, Marmoush and Foden, the front 4. On the bench, we've got Jeremy Doku, Oscar Bob, Xavi Simons, Wharton, Edison, Cambiasso, Ake, Akanji and Stefan Ortega as well. It's a strong City side. Got a few tired legs, 2 tired legs really in Kusanov and Marmoush, but we've obviously got options on the bench in Doku, Simons and Bob, who can come in their areas. We've got Edison, who can change the game, while Wharton's more of a passer. Cambiasso from fullback. There's certainly options in this City side. In fact, Cambiasso is one of our most used players. And I'm worried about overusing Rodri really since he's returned from that ACL injury. I don't want to overuse him. I think next year we're going to put a little bit more pressure on Rodri in terms of the way we line up tactically. I think we maybe don't need someone to hold his hand all the time in Nico or Edison or whatever. He's only got 27 sharpness, Nico, but he's only going to build up that sharpness by playing football. Well, here at the Etihad Stadium, a side who are in 7th place battling for top 4. They're not in a title race like we are, but this Newcastle side are looking to try and get European football next season, maybe even Champions League football this season, if they can catch up to Aston Villa, who are only around 4 points ahead of them at this stage in the season. Newcastle are looking also to do a double over as they beat us at St James's Park by 2-1. That was like a little bit of a turning point in the season in our form. We realised we weren't doing well enough at that situation at that time. City's captain by Rodri, Newcastle captain by former Chelsea captain Reece James. City versus Newcastle is a big way to start the episode, and they've got some really big talented players in there. Some that have been heavily linked with City as well, even players that were on our target list. Let's see how this Newcastle side do line up today. Like I said, some real big names. Well, this is Eddie Howe's Newcastle side that continue to heavily invest in the team. In goal starts Marko Dimitrovic. The back 4 of captain Reece James, De Vrij, Dotman and also Robertson. It's Jones, Hugo Larsson, Tonali in the midfield 3, Ryan Cherki, Alexander Isak and Anthony Gordon in the front 3. They've also got Bruno Guimaraes on the bench. He doesn't even start today. Newcastle seem to come out from nowhere in the second half. Go on and beat us. Sometimes that's just the way it goes. As Foden tries to flick one over to Haaland here. Might fall back to Foden. Foden on the volley here. What a goal by Phil Foden. What a start for Manchester City. And it's Phil Foden with an absolute cracker to kick this game off. Tries to lift one over the top to Erling Haaland. Doesn't fall for him. That doesn't bother Phil Foden. Takes a touch in the chest and volleys it into the top corner. What a hit from Phil Foden. Watch this again. The technique is perfect. The way he turns his foot on the side, volleys it up on the half volley, past the goalkeeper into the side netting. What a start to this one. And thanks to Phil Foden, City have the lead. Well, that's not a bad start here against Newcastle United. 3 minutes in. Over top here, Gordon. Isak. Isak away here, Isak. What a bad attempt by Isak, should score. Savinho up against Reece James, the captain of Newcastle. Back out to Joško Vardiol, doesn't rush things in towards Nico. Rodri. Frimpong. Foden. Oh, what a ball. It's Marmoush across the goalkeeper. It's 2-0 City. What a start by this side. A goal and assist for Phil Foden. Marmoush scores as well. And we are tearing Newcastle apart. What a start by Manchester City. Marmoush loves that finish across the goalkeeper on the right foot. Look at this assist by Phil Foden. Round the corner, who's dragged out Botman. And then Marmoush, what a strike that is. Hammers it into the back of the net. 2-0 City within 11 minutes. What a start here against the side that beat us at St James's Park. What a start to this episode. On towards Nico. Rodri again. Low to Foden. Little 1-2 with Frimpong here. There's space for City in many areas, and Foden. And Foden goes for goal here. Maybe he should have gone over top to Erling Haaland there. What a ball through to Ryan Cherki here. Goal for City. Cherki. Kusanov with a good challenge on him. Behind for a corner. Brilliant challenge by Abu Qadir Kusanov there. Vardiol. Through to Savinho. Back to Haaland here. Haaland on the right foot. Good save by Dimitrovic. Cleared away off the chest of Marmoush. Savinho keeps that run going. Creates space for Nico on this far side. He creates more space towards Erling Haaland here. And into Savinho. Chased by the defender De Vrij. Savinho plays it through to Haaland here. And Haaland across to Marmoush. And Marmoush onto Foden here. And Phil Foden for City. Great save by Dimitrovic. Foden keeps it in. Swings into Haaland. Down. Nico Gonzalez. 3-0 City. Nico back in the side. Nico scores. And we are smashing Newcastle at the Etihad. An assist for Erling Haaland. A goal for Nico Gonzalez. And what a performance by Manchester City so far. This has been absolutely brilliant. Foden nearly scores. Down towards Nico here from Haaland. Really nice cushion nod down from Erling Haaland. Doesn't go for goal. Sets up Nico. Hammers it in for 3-0. Eddie Howe can't believe it. His side that are looking for Champions League football find themselves 3-0 down to Manchester City. Abu Qadir Kusanov taking his time. Half-time whistle goes. Manchester City 3, Newcastle 0. What a first-half performance this is. Hugo Larsson here. Ball through towards Isak. It's in behind DIAS. It's a great ball to Isak. DIAS across there. And then Vardiol helps out as well. Foden feeds Frimpong. What a ball. Frimpong. Good save by the keeper. He should score the fullback. Marmoush. Marmoush back out to Rodri. Nico's path. Wide to Savinho again. Savinho near post. Haaland is there in the chest. Haaland shoots. Good save by the keeper again. Brilliant by Costa. Foden on the half turn again. And he's away. Oh, and he passes it. Too late, unfortunately. Frimpong goes and intercepts it. Gives it meant for Wharton. He gives it away. Here's Isak. Against Diaz. He's sprinted past him. Isak. 3-1. That's so annoying. Foden doesn't pass it when I ask him to. Then Frimpong wings it back and doesn't give it to Foden. Gives it where I want him to either. Doku. Pass Reece James. Doku with so much skill. And then passes it. He's taken out by Reece James from behind. Another horrible challenge by James, who the captain's not enjoying being embarrassed by Jeremy Doku. It's only yellow for Reece James. It could have been more here. That is a horrible challenge on Doku. And Pep Guardiola is making it very clear. And right to Frimpong. Good ball. Frimpong in. Foden. Haaland on the volley! Oh! Dimitrovic saves again. Make a most. I mean, Haaland should have scored a hat-trick to possibly today. 3-1 win against Newcastle, but it should have been more. And there's a few frustrations in that game that Foden didn't get a few more goals. Haaland didn't. But we beat Newcastle pretty comfortably, if you ask me. Up next was Anderlecht at home, where we had a 3-1 lead after the first leg. We simulated it and we came out 7-1 winners on aggregate. Goals were scored in the first half, a double from Savinho. And in the second half, it was Xavi Simons and Omar Marmoush. They give City a 4-0 win at home, a clean sheet, a 7-1 aggregate win, and we're through to the quarter-finals of this year's UEFA Champions League. The results around the Champions League. Athletic Club beat Wolfsburg by by 1-0. But it doesn't matter. Wolfsburg go through 4-3 in aggregate. We go through 7-1 aggregate against Anderlecht. Paris Saint-Germain beat Arsenal by 2-1. They go through, knockout Arsenal on aggregate. Spurs have gone through, surprisingly. A 3-2 over Leverkusen on aggregate after a 2-0 win. Other games going through, well, we don't know yet, but it looks like Bayern against Benfica. Expect Bayern to go through, but they're 1-0 down. Juve, Barcelona currently lead by 3-2. Napoli, Real Madrid currently level at 1-1, and Monaco, Betis currently level at 0-0. We'll constantly be checking on the Premier League table, because now there is officially 10 games to go in this title race in this Premier League season. Still we lead by 6 points over Arsenal. I think Chelsea probably going to start to fall away now. It is Arsenal that have the chance to catch us with 2 games. Villa and Liverpool both level now on 49 points. Spurs on 45. Newcastle and Brentford drop away in that top 4 race, as do Nottingham Forest. So it is Spurs and Liverpool, and yeah, I'd say Spurs, Liverpool and Villa battling for the 4th position. We've placed 12th place Fulham, who are level on points in Man United. Up next, away at Craven Cottage, it will not be an easy game. If they get any points here, and you expect who are Arsenal playing, Arsenal will face off against... not quite sure who Arsenal face off against next. Nottingham Forest away. They're a top side as well. They're in 9th. They could drop points, but if we drop points, we're giving Arsenal constantly a little bit opening that door. We're leaving it ajar currently for them to try and jump in, pounce, and get back in this title race. This is Simon against Fulham today with a little bit of a tactical switch up. Rodri's dropped to the bench today. He's rested. I am worried about overplaying Rodri since his ACL injury, so we don't want to do that. Costa starts and goal. It's Cambiasso, Kosanov, captain Diaz, and Vardy all the back 4 today. Edison and Nico partner for the first time they've done in a while in the midfield 2 together. Marmoush is on the left with Savinho on the right, because we're going to have Marmoush drifting inside, Savinho staying wide, and Foden playing just off Erling Haaland up top. On the bench we've got Doku, McAtee, Simons, Wharton, Rodri, Frimpong, Ake, Akanji, and also we've got Stefan Ortega. But that's a strong side. No, Bob today's a little bit tired, but we've got plenty of impact subs. Xavi Simons naming one of them, I think. Simons, McAtee, Wharton, you can see they're just content at the moment. So is Savinho. I think they're not happy with the amount of games they are playing, but that's just the way it is in the City side. If you're not happy, that's how it goes. We pick the best players we can do for the team, and I'm happy with this team we've got put out here today. So here at Craven Cottage for Premier League action, the title contenders, the champions-elect, Manchester City sits 6 points clear at the top of this table, as we know. Fulham are battling to try and get a European place, possibly top 7. It looks unlikely for them. But one thing to note about this side as we come out of Craven Cottage is that right there. Fulham's top player this season, and one of their best players, who suffered injuries this season. He actually came off injured in the home game against us. It is Fulham's captain and former Manchester City player John Stones. We come up against one of the club legends. It's good to come up against one of the club legends, I do believe, to come up against someone who we know so much, who we admire so much. Pep Guardiola said, you know, described him once as his son, John Stones. Unfortunately, his injury problems are just too much for the City side, and we had to let him go. But Captain John Stones does start for this Fulham team, and it's good to see him captain this Fulham side as well for Marco Silva. Well, this is going to be Marco Silva's starting 11 in a 4-1-4-1 formation. They start with Walter Benitez in goal. It is Mingueza, Coenca, Stones and Sessegnon on the back 4. Sander Berger sits in the middle with Wilson, Smith Rowe, Smarsic and Furaj supporting Carlos Vinicius up top. Some quality players like Alvaro on the bench. He's just unbelievable. Foden, Haaland, through to Edison here. Chance for Edison at the start of this one. Edison hits it hard, hits it low, hits it wide. What a chance that is. Nearly an assist for Haaland, who I feel Haaland hasn't scored as many goals as usual this season. Back into Edison. Right to Cambiasso. Here Cambiasso, who can pick the passes, can find the passes. Savinho. Foden. Foden behind to Haaland. What a ball. Haaland's in this time. Haaland scores now. First goal of the episode. What a ball by Phil Foden. And City lead by 1-0. Brilliant passing behind there by Phil. Just sees that run of Haaland peel off John Stones. Former player. Foden he weights it so well. And Haaland, that weaker right foot, hits it across the goalkeeper. It's a really well-weighted pass. There's not much John Stones can do once Haaland in front of him. Physically, he's always going to bully him. And Coenca actually are both really sort of on-the-ball defenders, really. Haaland scores again. I don't know how many he's got this season, but I think he's got about nearly 30 in the Premier League, I think. Out towards Savinho. Nice movement. Foden. Savinho. Edison makes that run from midfield. He's up against Sessegnon. Goes and takes it off him brilliantly. Into Savinho. Pulls it back to Haaland here for 2-0 City. Really good play. And Erling Haaland's got a double here. I said he hasn't been as prolific in recent times, in recent episodes, but there you go. Great play from Edison into Savinho. Pulls it back to Erling Haaland. Great back heel. Haaland hits it first time across the goalkeeper. Nice back heel. Sander Berger doesn't get across quick enough. The defence has dropped. They're looking at Savinho. Haaland makes it 2-0 City. Well, like the Newcastle game, a really good performance here. A really good start. Vinicius read exactly what Diaz was going to do there. Try and turn away from him. And City caught out and a ball in towards number 28. And there's a man in the middle of Carlos Vinicius here. It's Smith Rowe with a header. Saved by Costa and a lot of space here. Can't keep doing stuff like that. Very sloppy and And keeping possession for another time here. DIAS to Carlos Vinicius. And he hits the shot wide. That is the last one now, City. Savinho. Back through to Haaland here. It's Haaland for the hat-trick here. Great save by Walter Benitez. Brilliant save to stop Haaland getting his first half hat-trick. Savinho on the corner. Phil Foden. Ederson. Ederson hits one here. Past the post by Ederson. He can catch him, Ederson. He really can do. That wasn't far away at all. Nico's don't know whether to bring Rodri on here. Someone to try and change this. Raul Jimenez. What a ball. Chance for Fulham. Good save. Back to them. And we do concede from that crap that we've been doing. Lazar Smarzic with the goal. I don't need to see it. The pass doesn't matter because we give it away too many times and Fulham get back into a game they should be well and truly out of it. It's Nico who's at fault there. And Fulham punishes him, and rightfully so. Cambiasso at fault now. What are we doing? 2-yard passes going astray every single time. Jimenez. 2-2. And just like that, the game changes. Crap passing, moron mistakes, and we do it time and time again there. 2-2. Cambiasso at fault there as well. It's unforgivable mistakes from this team. Unforgivable mistakes there. Across his Nico. Vardiol gets back. There's a running behind here. DIAS isn't going to catch him. That's for certain. Wilson. Kristanov stays with him. DIAS makes the challenge here, and they put the shot just wide under the pressure from Ruben DIAS. Over to Marmoush, who gets the head of the Fulham player, and they're in trouble here because Omar Marmoush is quick. And Marmoush, and he bursts away from Pereira. Marmoush, good save at the keeper and away. He should score. Phil Foden. Great feet. Foden for City. What a goal by Phil Foden. 3-2. Back in front. And deservedly so. What a game this has been for Fulham, really. Spins. It's Koenka, actually. It's not John Stones. And across the goalkeeper, a strike by Phil Foden. Walter Benitez does not even move there for the Foden strike. He knows it's coming. There's nothing he can do. He watched it go past him. It's hit with so much power. Foden. Wharton. That wide to Vardiol. Skip past the fullback here. Vardiol. He has done Vardiol. Brilliant from Vardiol here. Vardiol. Edge of the box. Foden pokes it forward. Rodri back wide to Simons here. Joshko does keep it in. He's lost it again, but that should be full-time referee. He's going to let a Fulham attack, as he know. A full 3-2 win against Fulham. Full-time whistle goes. A 3-2 win over Fulham. It's 3 points for City. But we made that hard thought of again. Captain John Stones for Fulham. Couldn't get his side back on level terms, but they did come back from 2-0 down. But that capitulation at one point in the game does worry me a little bit. We're currently quite a weight above Arsenal. It's just been an international break, but we have got a game in hand played upon them. They're actually level in points with Chelsea now. So actually, it's tightened, I think, up there. Chelsea or Arsenal could still sneak into this title race. Up next is West Ham United at home, down in 14th. We'll simulate it, and then we'll see what's going to be the last game of today's episode. A nice big 3-0 win at home for Manchester City, a clean sheet and 3 goals. A double for Omar Marmoush and a goal for Savinho gets City another 3 points in the Premier League. Keeps us well ahead at the top. On the final game of today's episode, we go away to 17th place Bournemouth, who are in bad form. They have drawn 3 and lost 1 in their last 5. However, they have got a win in their last game. Chris Mepham is listed there as starting, but it looks like he's been nursing injury, so I can't see him starting. They have got Mateus Nunes, former City player in that midfield, of course, who could start today. Mauro Riccardi on the bench, who is a good striker. Van Leeson up top as well. Lots of options in this side. I mean, down in 17th place, their relegation candidate. City aren't expected to drop points. This is side for FC Bournemouth today with some pretty big decisions and changes in this City side. Diogo Costa starts and goal. It's a back four. Frimpong, Vita High starts. Ahead of Kusanov, ahead of Ake and Akanji, a little bit tired. DIAS and Vardy on that back four. Captain Roger alongside Edison in midfield too. It's Doku and Simons in the wide areas with Foden and Haaland through the middle. On the bench, Omar Marmoush, James McAtee, Oscar, Bob, Adam Wharton, Kusanov, Luis Cambiasso and Nico. Players who can come on, probably McAtee, Bob, Wharton, Gonzalez are the first names in there. Maybe Nico Lewis as well. Marmoush's been rested. Maybe he could come on for Haaland, who started today. But yeah, Vita Heist gets his nod against 17th place. he could be 4th choice defender next season, so it's about time we give him some game time starting for Manchester City. For Manchester City versus Bournemouth here at the Vitality Stadium, we come up against a side that are scrapping for their life to retain their place in the Premier League. Down in 17th place, AFC Bournemouth. They want to do everything to try and beat a Premier League team next year. It's certainly not going to be easy for them. Out they come, captained by Lewis Cook. A Bournemouth side that know they've got to do everything, haven't they, in these last 9 games of the Premier League season. With the side they've got, the quality of players they've got, I actually am very surprised to see them down there. Considering how good they were last season as well, I don't know what has gone on. It looks like Nunez hasn't started for them. I mean, maybe he's been a bit of a flop signing for Bournemouth. He probably would be. But I am under suspicion that on loan, Juma Bart, who's on loan from us, who has been quite good on loan at Bournemouth, who could be part of the squad next season, is starting for Bournemouth against us today. Be interested to see how he plays. So this is the Bournemouth side then for Iraola, who's having a poor season at Bournemouth. Matthew Ryan starts in goal. It is Araujo, Juma Bart, Senesi and Soler, the back 4. Captain Cook and Rothwell in midfield 2 with Tavernier. Kluivert and Katara supporting Evanderson. Icardi's on the bench. So is Mateus Nunes. Foden had to find that pass, really. A better quality player finds that pass. Goes and nicks anyway, Foden. And plays Haaland and Juma Bart. Good strength against Erling Haaland. They get it away. They play out from the back, Senesi. Sliding challenge trying to start going forward from Tavernier. Araujo. Lewis Cook. I suspect Bournemouth will actually give us a bit of a game today. They're fighting for their place, aren't they? Juma Bart with a good pass. Diaz has been flattened there. Evanderson past Vita Heis. Evanderson scores. And the 17th place Bournemouth have the lead over Manchester City. And it wasn't Vita Heis' fault. It was Ruben Diaz. He's flattened by Evanderson. And it's through the legs of Diogo Costa. And into that bottom corner. And Manchester City concede again. And City are behind it. It's one of the bottom sides in the Premier League. Going away to Foden. Plays off the touch there. There's Senesi. City having a tough time here at Bournemouth away. It's Frimpong here. Vita Heis puts a foot in there and it's blazed over the bar by Justin Kluivert. Back into Frimpong here. Back to Vita Heis. Ederson. Vardiol. Off the opposition here. Vardiol in towards Doku. Stopped his... Didn't make the run, Doku. Had to be more aggressive there. Half-time 1-0 down to Bournemouth and I'm not happy with that first half performance. Why are we not being aggressive and making the run there, Doku? Second half underway. No personnel changes, but some tactical changes slightly for Manchester City. We've asked Doku to be way more attacking, more aggressive on that far side. As he gives it away at the start of the first half here, Doku. And a ball behind Ruben Diaz in a bad position here. And here's Evanderson. And Vita Heis tries to block it, does get something on it. Does Costa save that onto the bar? I don't know. Good feet from Xavi. He skipped away from one here, and Haaland's on the other side, really. Xavi Simons. And through to Haaland. What a ball by Xavi Simons. And Erling Haaland for Manchester City makes it 1-1. Well, from off the crossbar at one end to City counter at the other. And Erling Haaland scores his 28th of the season. Xavi Simons with the assist. No need to try and enjoy that goal. Because we won one with 17th place Bournemouth. And we need more goals, City. Better start the second half. Let's get going now. Kluivert against Frimpong. He makes a great challenge on Kluivert. Jeremy Frimpong goes and wins it back. Well played for City. His pace is a bit like Kyle Walker. Helps him so much. Foden. He's turned away from Lewis Cook. Phil Foden. Foden. Into Ederson. Back wide to Doku. Doku. Far post is Frimpong. It was meant for Haaland. Why didn't you cross it to Haaland, Doku? Should have found Erling Haaland there. Followed by Araujo. Tavernier in behind towards Evanderson. And Evanderson, a good save by Costa. Vardiol. Right to Marmoush here. Haaland. That right to Marmoush up against Araujo. Oh, he's beat him. Brilliant by Marmoush here. Marmoush. Marmoush! Oh, off the post by Marmoush. What a bit of play. Wow. That was incredible by Marmoush. Frimpong down to Foden. Back to Frimpong. Simons. Xavi. Chased by Cook. Frimpong. Far post. Marmoush is waiting. Frimpong in there again. Cleared away by Bournemouth once again. And they play away Bournemouth. And Cook sends it forward into the channel again. And City in trouble again in this channel. Kluivert. Evanderson in the middle. Evanderson found. Evanderson! Saved by Costa. Evanderson still Vita Heiss away to Fulham, 85 minutes in the clock hit. It looks like City are going to drop points. In behind to Frimpong. Cross in. Haaland is in there, cleared away. It wasn't the right pass from Frimpong. It wasn't the right pass. We're going to drop points at Bournemouth away here. Edison slides in. That is full time. 3 points dropped, or 2 points dropped for City. A 1-1 draw with 17th place Bournemouth. I have to say, aerially, Junior Barr really impressed me at the back. He's probably going to come back. Vita Heiss was great today, I thought. We just couldn't find that finishing pass, that finishing goal. Then today's episode, thanks for watching. Please like the video if you're not already. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're edging towards perhaps a returning Premier League title for the City side. And of course, don't forget about that Champions League that we're into the quarterfinals of. We'll see you guys next time.